Hey everybody, what's up? Another midsummer video here. It is boiling hot, but that isn't stopping me. Today, I am going to be upgrading to Z32 front calipers. You may have saw in the last video, we rebuilt these calipers with new seals and everything, and today we're going to be putting them on. So I already got the driver's side done. We've got new rotors, pads, and obviously the calipers, and we are going to be starting with the stock calipers on this side. So as you can see, everything is stock, calipers and everything. What we're going to be doing, obviously we have our caliper we're going to be replacing, we have new rotors, we have the spacer for the wheels, we have pads, we have stainless steel braided brake lines we're going to be installing, and I'm not going to waste any time today. We're going to get right to it. So first thing we got to do is pull everything apart. Caliper's coming off. In order to get the rotor off, we have to take the hub off, so that's just the big nut that's under there. Once that's all off, we can take the rotor off. It's just 4 bolts, 4 14mm bolts on the back side. I'll get the new rotor on, and then we'll put the hub back on, and then we can get started on putting the new caliper on. Alright, so now that we have the new rotor on, everything's nice and tight, and I kind of re-greased a few of the bearings that were in there. We can go ahead and start getting the caliper on. So before you do that, there is a little bit of clearancing you're going to have to do with the heat shield behind the rotor. You're going to have to trim a little bit of it, or else it's going to hit the caliper. So what I did is I just used some tin snips, and I made one cut right at 12 o'clock going down, and then one cut at 3 o'clock. So it's kind of cut out in that section, and that was enough for the clearance for the caliper. And I'm about to put the caliper on, and what you're going to want to do is you're going to need some spacers to kind of space it so that it's centered on the rotor. I found these ones from Home Depot. They're very small, thin washers, and about 2 of them is good enough for each bolt. That kind of gets it pretty close to the center. Again, you don't want to put them on the bolt like this and then just put it on. You have to actually slide the bolt through the knuckle first, then put the washers on, then screw it into the caliper. So I'm going to do that real quick and get some pads in probably, and then when that's all done, we can get our stainless steel braided line hooked up, and we're almost done. Alright, so the rotor and caliper are done. I got our little spacer on here with the hub-centric ring. Not all wheels need spacers. Mine just needed a little bit to help clear, but it's totally optional depending on what wheels you have. Got the pads in with all of the hardware. Everything's set there. I think I forgot to mention, these are just stock 85 NA rotors. They're not Z32 rotors or anything special. So that means there is a little bit of overhang on the pads. I'm not sure you're gonna be able to see it or not. It's only like 1 or 2 millimeters, so it's not a perfect fit, but they still do work, and a lot of people have done this before, so I'm just following in their footsteps. But now with the caliper all done, we can go ahead and do our brake lines. So here's the stock caliper, it's still connected. I'm gonna disconnect that right over here from the hard line. And then I have these braided lines that we're gonna be using. These are the Goodridge ones. These are the pretty high quality ones. You don't wanna really cheap out, but they're just OEM replacements. So they have the exact same banjo bolts. They come with a new bolt and washers. I'm just going to remove everything over here and we'll put them into place. It uses the same stock mounting points and everything. So I'll get those in and then we're pretty much done. Alright, so we're all finished up. Got the rotors on, got the calipers on, the pads, the spacer. Just finished up tightening down the braided line around the back here, so that's all good. All that's left to do now is bleed the brakes, so I'm going to do that real quick on both sides. And then next time you see the car, it will have the wheels on, and we'll check out how they look. Alright, so we got the car out, everything's finished up. It's actually been quite a while since I last filmed anything, so I've had plenty of time to drive around on the brakes and kind of get a feel for them. Since I last did this though, I actually did go ahead and upgrade the master cylinder to the Z32 master cylinder. And the reason why is because I just found the pedal to be a little squishy still, and with the larger bore size of the Z32 master cylinder, kind of gives you a firmer pedal. And I did, in fact, get a firmer pedal and it feels much better. So just something to keep note on if you plan on upgrading the brakes. But yeah, everything's finished up. As you can see, that nice deep red in there, they fit very nicely. Like I said, there is pretty close clearance on my wheels, but I mean, depending on your wheels, you might not have that issue. But they fit fine, no issues. I also did redo the rear brakes as well. Nothing upgraded, it's just new rotors, new pads, just to kind of help out. But yeah, that's about it, guys. I do recommend this if you plan on upgrading your brakes at some point, whether you have 4-lug or 5-lug. It's pretty simple. If you have the 88 or 89 turbo, it's even easier. You have the slip-on hubs, so you could even upgrade to bigger brakes if you wanted. But yeah, that's about it for this video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.